insightful fireside chats. And now we are continue with the session from fragmented finance to infinite opportunities. Please join me in welcoming Vugar Usi.
Merhaba İstanbul. İngilizce devam etmeden önce ben çok mutluyum bir daha bu sahneye geldiğim için. Belki bir 5 kere burada bir konuşma yaptım. Her keresinde bir farklı şirketin aslında temsilcisiydim. O yüzden bugünkü konum fragmentation olacak. Before I just did a small introduction in Turkish, and I would definitely continue in English. This is my almost fifth time speaking at Istanbul Blockchain Week, and every time I have taken this stage, I was actually representing a different company, from media to exchange. And today I'm very proud to talk about the core issue, what is we are trying to tackle in this industry. It is all about fragmentation. Today I'm sure that any of you would open your mobile phones. You have at least 3-4 banking apps, probably also 3-4 exchanges. But I'm sure you have at least 3-4 apps where you order your food or you order your taxi. I believe that taxis are one of the biggest pain points in Istanbul, from Ubers to tags to B-Taxi. There are so many apps. Our entire economy is fragmented, and fragmentation brings a lot of pain points. But what it does to users in finance is much, much expensive. Because if you want to order a taxi from 3 different apps, you can literally put your order, and whoever comes first takes you. But in finance, every time you switch, you're actually paying a cost. You're paying a very huge fee, whether you want to trade foreign exchange, whether it's about stocks, or whether it's about the different markets. Because the moment you move from one place to another, you have to have KYC again, there is a travel rules apply, and there are so many fragmentation happening in an industry that you are kind of bored and you are being segmented as a user yourself. But we are here to break that, because blockchain as a technology is the only thing can help us to break. And once we can kind of blur the lines between fragmentation, we are not just giving the user the best experience, but also we are helping the user earn more money. And how are we going to do this? It is a very, very important point, because we need to shift from the value creation and understand how we are bringing a differentiative factor to every user across the globe. Today, if you want to trade stocks, and I want to move away from the traditional, thinking, because in crypto we've been always very much open to offer people 24 services, right? Because of the technology, you're able to trade, you're able to open your app anytime, you're able to invest at any given point. But what actually changes the moment you step away from crypto, probably if you are sending money in your traditional banking app, you have to wait for a bank operating hours. If you want to buy stocks, definitely you have to also wait for the stock market to open or to close. And we know what happens. There are so many missed opportunities, especially when the regulators decide not to open the stock market because economy is trembling, and then your money is gone. But there's a huge shift from the way we live and the way the life is built, because thanks to technology, I love calling it the life on chain. And when we talk about life on chain, I want to take most of you back, because I see so many young people in the room, probably you don't even remember, but back in the 90s, there was this dot-com boom where everything became online. Suddenly, you're able to book your hotel, you're able to order your food from online, and you can do everything that was previously a very mundane job, today online, right? We check in online for our flight, we even get our taxi online, we can book a doctor's appointment online. And eventually, every company that was doing something became a technology company. Today, whatever you do, a technology is a core component. Almost every hospital you walk in, every restaurant you place your order, has a database, collects information, and eventually became a technology company. But 15, 20 years fast forward, today we are becoming an on-chain company. And I believe whatever can be tokenized should be tokenized, and whatever can be on-chain will be on-chain, because on-chain is faster, smoother, and transparent. But also this shift will help us to become a better people, a better servants, and a better business. And I'll give you very quick information and kind of put things into the perspective. For example, almost all of you have Visa and MasterCard, or in Turkey probably the Troy cards too. You go to buy your coffee, you tap your card, there's a transaction happens. As a customer, you take your coffee and you walk away. But what happens to a merchant is a very different story. Every time you tap that card, merchant pays from 1.5 to 3% commission to actually get that money. It means there's already a cut happening. And then merchant waits 30 to 60 days to that payment to settle. If you are able to put these things on chain, the merchant will not be paying 1.5 or 3%. They'll be paying a couple of cents, no matter how big or small the transaction is. And eventually, they will be able to settle instantly. And once we move our life on chain, things becomes faster, safer, securer, more affordable, and definitely instantaneous. And that is how we are moving our life to on-chain. And once the life is on-chain, that shift will help us to become less fragmented. This is the new paradigm, right? Boundaries between asset classes, no matter what we want to do, and no matter where the money is coming from or where it's going. Whether you are getting your salary, whether you want to invest in something, whether you are good at trading, you make money, and most importantly, the way you are able to spend. Because in my opinion, we can't find 1 billion people to trade every day, but we definitely can find 1 billion people who buys coffee, who commutes, who buys flowers for their loved ones, and that is where the actual life on chain happens. But what does it mean to us, a financial service provider, to put life on chain? Today we are building an ecosystem and we are moving away from being a crypto exchange or crypto trading platform. We are actually becoming trade everything platform where life happens on chain. And we want to focus on every aspect on possible investment and making money, whether you are trading crypto. Of course, that's our bread and butter, especially in this event. I'm sure all of you at least once touched the crypto, and I hope you bought Bitcoin at its lowest point and you are still waiting to sell it high. But we are moving away from that. I'm sure that the way there was a whole hype about altcoins, then moved to meme coins, then eventually suddenly one day everyone became very curious about gold and silver, right? Even OG crypto people I was following, from the very big names to very small accounts, everyone was talking about silver and gold. It became the next hype. And what we have done, we jumped on the opportunity and we decided, why don't we bring these assets to our users? But we are not the only ones who does it. The same way if you open your banking app today, especially in Turkey from Guaranteed to Akbank, you're able to buy and sell crypto or have a crypto gateway, which means while as an exchange we are trying to help you to access the traditional finance doing the same on the opposite end. They're helping the users to get an exposure to crypto. This way, we both are competing for the user's attention, and it is a very important factor because whoever can crack it on and whoever can bring the full cycle life on chain for the financial users, that will be the winners of the next step in the life. But then there came more and more interesting parts because Robinhood came in and they were like, okay, we can bring you a tokenized stocks. And this was the first time, thanks to blockchain technology, we were able to trade stocks 24/7, even when the markets are closed. We can do it in a very, very fast way. And eventually, almost all exchanges start offering this as a solution. This is what we call the real-world assets. Definitely, there are more and more joining in that part, from the real estate to the other aspect of the life. I recently saw people who tokenized wine and cellars. There are diamond and gold tokenizers. And all this come together by offering users a solution that could never be done before because things were too much and too physical. And lastly, we are opening a door to equities. Today, at MEXC and almost all large exchanges, you are able directly to go through a broker and buy a stocks that will pay you dividends, have even voting rights. More assets we put on chain, more we become a gateway to infinite opportunities where life is on chain, but it is not on chain for the sake of on chain. It is on chain because we want to build an ecosystem where you don't have to move. To take you back, what I said in the beginning of my speech, moving means that you are spending money. Moving means that you are paying extra commission. Moving means you are paying commission in foreign exchange rates. And we want to change that. From product-based to finance, we are moving to access-based finance, where access means opportunity, access means money. And users don't think in categories, right? They think in opportunities. Because in my opinion, as an investor, it doesn't matter if I'm investing in Bitcoin or gold. If there's a war outbreak and I have to shift my money and the long petroleum, or maybe something else is happening. I've seen a huge spike on the security stocks and companies who have the government contracts. Every time there's an opportunity, user wants to seize it. And the way user can seize it by being in a single place. Because let's say in a single tweet, probably you have, from the tweet goes out, you have around 2 hours time to actually make that investment, right? If you need to, let's say, sell your crypto assets, move your money to your broker or traditional banking app, and then eventually invest, you'll be losing a time that costs an opportunity, you'll be paying commission, and probably you'll be waiting at least a day or two. Therefore, the future is about a single interface, single liquidity layer, and multiple asset classes, because this way you are saving time, you are saving commissions, and you are saving the most important, and access to an opportunity. Broader access is also about the unified liquidity. Today we take a huge pride to being one of the largest liquidity providers. Most smaller exchanges do take the liquidity from us, and every time there's a liquidity in a platform, you are getting a bigger opportunity, and you are getting a smaller split, and you know that every time you actually conduct a successful trade, it can turn to be a materialized outcome. When we talk about outcome, my goal as a CEO was to build an opportunities and to build an access to infinite opportunities. Because in this game of life, people sometimes think that it is a zero-sum game where someone should always lose for the other person or other party to win. But in reality, it's not like that. More we participate, there's an abundance of wealth, and more abundance of wealth, everyone wins. And by designing infinite opportunities, we were thinking by putting so many asset classes in a single place where we enable access, we are actually providing each of you with an opportunity that fits your need. Whether you are a conservative trader who wants to invest in a long term and does a dollar cost averaging, maybe you are someone who is actually keen to take on a challenge and you do a huge leverage trade, you all have an opportunity. And your opportunity is one of these mathematical concepts of an infinity where whatever you do can be a win and whatever I do can also be a win. This way we turn wins into win-wins and everyone wins within the same ecosystem thanks to infinite possibilities that is in their market. The way we can reach this infinity is, of course, the core of blockchain as a technology. It is about cost, complexity, and access. When things are simple in a single unified interface, it is very, very easy to use it. Once you are able to trade stocks and invest in crypto, eventually have at least 18% annual return on your savings account in a single place, life becomes easy for you because you just did one KYC, you just did one login, and you have just one app where you can have this big picture, and you don't have to run between apps to compare and decide where the things are better. And when it comes to costs, I can take a huge pride saying that MEXC is a zero-fee platform where we are at least 10 times more affordable than any other platform. And even today, you can trade real US stocks, gather dividends in a zero-fee trading. And this is the way we are building an ecosystem that is not just fights the fragmentation, builds and puts the assets together. This is actually about building an ecosystem with an opportunity where opportunity doesn't cost you any money and you can focus on things that actually really, really matters in you. And to bring it back and summarize why I was talking this huge, long monologue of 12 minutes about why fragmentation is very bad for the industry and how we can do things. First and foremost, I'm a person who is driven by results. When we talk about results, it is about incentive. And definitely, when you have someone coming on the stage and talking why it is cool to put things on chain, why it is better to make things affordable, why it is better to break the ice and make things much easier to switch between, definitely there's one key point. To build a more dynamic global economy where finance is very inclusive. It is about giving access to people who needs it most, and it is about building an ecosystem that is equalizer and that doesn't make one thing over the another. Today when I walked in, I saw that we have a huge colleagues here talking about institution and institutional money. I really believe that institutions are important. But 1 year ago when I chose to join MEXC as a CEO, I opened CoinMarketCap and I looked at top 10 exchanges. 9 of them serves institutions very well. 9 of them, 80% of their trading volume comes from institutions. But it means one thing, for that 9 large exchanges, institutions are the key client. But there's one single exchange that stands out than any other exchange. That was MEXC, because 98% of our trades come from real people like you and me, who is keen to change their life, who's keen to open gates to infinite opportunities, and who's keen to battle the fragmentation, save the cost, and make the life better place. Therefore, if today, when you go out from here, you tap your card, you send a gift, you do any payment or investment, think about how you could cut a cost and how you could seize the opportunity if all these things were able to be merged and to be available in a single platform where you can trade everything, save everything, love everything, and have a single super app for finance. And whoever can do it first will be the winner of this industry. Thank you very much. Teşekkür ederim.